We're moving into another game week of the Premier League, and somehow we're already in game week 10. That is truly amazing. Time really goes by quick. It's been a good season so far. Mitrovic has proved the haters wrong. He scored a few goals. Haaland has scored a lot more than a few goals. That man is just a monster. It's got to the point where you have almost 2 million people signing petitions to get Haaland deported. He is just that good. Meanwhile, Darwin Núñez is sitting on one Premier League goal, but look, he played decent versus Rangers. But let's get into game week 10 predictions. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. Let's try to get 20 likes on this video, and if you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Bournemouth versus Leicester, and this time a week ago I was telling you how Leicester were in the mud. It wasn't looking good, and it's still not looking the best, but things have definitely improved. A brilliant performance versus Nottingham Forest. And why Gabby Ogbonnahor will try to tell you it was a Dewsbury masterclass, it was James Maddison. He was absolutely fantastic, a beautiful free kick. Now you're probably expecting me to go on a bit of a tangent how Maddison should be in the England squad. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm telling you he should be in the Ireland squad. He is Irish relative. Stephen Kenny, call him up. Does James Maddison look like he was someone born in the back arse of Roscommon? No, he doesn't. I don't even care. He would be easily our best player. Call him up, Stephen. And to try persuade James Maddison, I'm going to say Leicester will win this game 2-0 thanks to a goal from the Irishman and Harvey Barnes. Chelsea versus Wolves, and the headline for this game is probably going to be Diego Costa returns to Stamford Bridge. He probably won't even start. He's not up to match fitness. What the headline should be is that Reece James is the best right back in the world at the moment. I can't give him much criticism, bar his hair. I don't know what's going on there. Chelsea won 3-0 in the Champions League this week. Reece James got man of the match. He was absolutely brilliant going forward, and he also pocketed one of Europe's most promising players in Rafael Leao. Wolves sacked Bruno Lage last week, so it's going to be a tough enough match, and I reckon Chelsea will win it just about with a 1-0 win. The goal will come from Aubameyang. Man City versus Southampton, and according to reports, Southampton are set to sack their manager Raf Hasenhüttl. If you follow me on TikTok, you'd know that. That was a shameless plug, and I do apologise, but you should follow me. Southampton sacking Hasenhüttl is probably because they're playing Man City, and they don't want to lose 9-0 yet again, because Erling Haaland is just a monster. He'd probably score the 9 goals by himself. If Haaland doesn't get injured, plays the entirety of the Premier League season, at the rate he is currently going, he could score well over 60 goals. There's a chance he could double the current Premier League record held by Mo Salah, and I reckon he's going to score 2 goals in this game. It's going to be a 3-1 win for Man City. Joe Aribo will give Southampton the lead. There'll be all of a sudden hope, then 5 minutes later Erling Haaland scores 1. João Cancelo makes it 2-1, and then Erling Haaland finishes off the game to make it 3-1. Newcastle versus Brentford. Ivan Toney returns to St James's Park looking for revenge. Is he going to get that revenge? It is a possibility. He's a very good striker, but he'll be on Dan Burn. Toney's whole game is being physical. Dan Burn is way bigger than him. The only thing Toney has over him is fingers. Newcastle looked pretty good at the start of the season. Then a few injuries happened. A lot of their key players were out, and they dropped a few silly points. Now some of the key players have returned, and they can get back to playing good football. Newcastle will win this game 2-0 thanks to a goal from Callum Wilson and Miguel Almiron. Brighton versus Spurs. Brighton got a very good result last week at Anfield, a 3-3 draw. It's safe to say Trossard made Trent look like Emerson Royale, and Emerson Royale, is he an actual footballer? I'm not quite sure. Of course, a disappointing result for Spurs, losing the North London derby against their biggest rivals. It's gonna hurt, especially considering Arsenal are currently top of the Premier League. The Brighton fans will be feeling positive about their new manager. A good result versus Liverpool away, and now they're going to pick up a good result versus Spurs at home. Pascal Gross will give Brighton the lead within the first 15 minutes, and then Harry Kane will get a late equaliser 10 minutes before the end of the game. The game will finish a 1-0 draw. Crystal Palace versus Leeds, and I like the look of both of these teams, especially Leeds. I think they play very good football under Jesse Marsch. They were unlucky last week. Sinistero was sent off for a stupid reason. I mean, you're on a yellow card, and yet you stand in front of the ball for a free kick. You're obviously going to get sent off. Then Leeds just had to sit behind the ball for the rest of the match. But I think Leeds will cop on this game. They won't get any stupid red cards, and they'll win this game 2-0 thanks to a goal from Rodrigo and a first of the season for Patrick Bamford. West Ham versus Fulham. West Ham are back to winning ways. They beat Wolves last week. They beat Anderlecht in the Conference League. So it looks like they're back on form. They're back to winning ways. That's just not going to continue in this game though. Fulham have been decent this season. I think they've surprised a lot of people. As things stands, it does look like Fulham will stay in the Premier League and they won't go right back down to the Championship. Though Norwich are currently second in the Championship, so we could see them play each other for the first time in 5 years. This game is going to be a boring 0-0 draw. There's always one of them every single week. The match of the day segment will not be longer than 3 minutes. That's how boring this game will be. This London derby is going to be a boring game. Don't even bother looking at the highlights. Arsenal versus Liverpool, the big game, the one everyone's been looking forward to, the 4:30 kickoff on a Sunday. Everyone's looking forward to it, well, except Liverpool fans. We've been absolutely terrible of recent. We couldn't even beat Brighton at home. We conceded 3 goals to Brighton at home. Do you really expect us to to win against the team that's currently top of the Premier League. Arsenal have been brilliant this season. Saliba coming back from loan has been one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. Gabriel Jesus has been one of the best signings of the summer. He's been brilliant. You'd have to be crazy to believe that this Liverpool team, with the likes of Trent and Van Dijk, not even looking half the players they were a couple of years ago, to be able to beat the team currently top of the Premier League, you'd have to be crazy. Well, you can call me crazy. Liverpool are going to win this game 2-0. Goals will come from Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunez. This will be a statement game to tell every single team in the Premier League that Liverpool are back. I'm getting my hopes up. I can't wait to be let down and end up losing 4-0. Everton versus Man United, and I do like the whole concept of a 7 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday. From 2 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you have a day full of Premier League fixtures that are all televised. According to Man United fans, Anthony Martial is back. He scored 2 goals versus Man City and scored in the Europa League in midweek. Martial is finished. If he scores more than 20 goals in all competitions, if he's any good of a striker, he should be doing that considering he's playing in the Europa League. I will never criticise him again. Even if he scores 20 penalties, I will not criticise him because I'm so confident he will not score over 20 goals. Everton will open the scoring thanks to a goal from James Tarkowski. Man United will quickly get one back thanks to Jadon Sancho. Ronaldo will come off the bench and get his first Premier League goal of the season to get Man United's winner. It's gotten to the point where even rival fans are feeling bad for Ronaldo. Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa. El Sakiko. Whoever wins this match, the opposition manager will probably end up being sacked. Both Steve Cooper and Steven Gerrard spent big in the transfer window. It hasn't really worked out. It's not been a good start to the season. So who's going to win this game and which manager will bide a bit of time? I'm going to say Aston Villa will win this game 1-0 thanks to a beautiful goal from Felipe Coutinho. I think Aston Villa just have that little bit of individual quality that will get them over the line. So that was my Game Week 10 Premier League predictions. Let me know your Game Week 10 Premier League predictions and let me know what you thought of mine in the comments. My average seems to be about 3 games right every single week, so it's not too bad. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy, share this video to a friend, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one.